Welcome to Module 7, where we will talk about the growth despite corruption paradox and the integrity turning point. We tackle the common claim that some countries developed even with corruption. We'll explain why that can happen in the short term and why, over time, real development usually requires stronger integrity and anti-corruption controls. You may hear, corruption didn't stop growth. Sometimes that is partly true, especially in the short term. But it's not proof corruption is harmless. It often means other forces were strong enough to produce growth despite governance weaknesses. Growth can occur alongside corruption for reasons like resource booms, high external demand, rapid industrialisation, demographics, or major infrastructure pushes. In these moments, money flows can be large enough that the economy still grows, even if leakage is high. Over time, corruption becomes a tax on competitiveness. It raises costs, increases uncertainty, distorts markets, and weakens services. Transparency International is clear that evidence suggests, at the aggregate level, corruption is bad for business and economic development. Empirical research also finds corruption tends to reduce economic growth, especially where governance quality is low. So what is the integrity turning point? And what changes? As economies mature, complexity increases. Investors, businesses, and citizens demand predictability, fair rules, reliable enforcement, and clean procurement. That's often the turning point, where countries that sustain development strengthen integrity systems and start targeting corruption closer to the top. Let's look at an example. Hong Kong established the Independent Commission Against Corruption, or ICAC, in February 1974. The ICAC describes a three-pronged approach: law enforcement, prevention, and education. The lesson is structural. Anti-corruption wasn't treated as a poster campaign. It was built as a system. Investigate, prevent, educate, supported by sustained capability. Our second example comes from Singapore, where the Prevention of Corruption Act of 1960 was the primary anti-corruption legislation, and the CPIB describes its role as investigating corruption cases regardless of rank, seniority, or political affiliation. No one is exempted. The takeaway is not perfection. The takeaway is consistency, credible rules, investigative powers, and an expectation that enforcement can reach senior levels. Our third example comes from Georgia. Georgia's reforms after the Rose Revolution in late 2003 are documented by the World Bank as transforming public services, especially where corruption hits citizens daily, like tax and customs. The lesson is practical. When controls improve, such as keeping proper records, documented processes that are followed, coupled with oversight and consequences, everyday corruption can drop sharply and state legitimacy can improve. When we say targeting the top, we mean this: procurement decisions are audible, conflicts are disclosed and managed, oversight is independent, and enforcement is not selective. It's the difference between catching small fish and changing the incentives of the whole system. Let's do a quick self-check. Think of your own context, be it a country, agency, or organisation. Ask, are we in an early stage where corruption is normalised? Are we in transition, building controls but still seeing selective enforcement? Or do we have an integrity system where transparency, oversight, and consequences are credible? You don't need perfect answers. You need honest signals. Our key takeaway for Module 11 is short-term growth can coexist with corruption, but durable development usually depends on integrity. Rules that are predictable, oversight that is real, and consequences that reach the top. Now test your knowledge, and then we will see you in the next module.